August 30 BC. A queen looks herself in her mausoleum as her Roman soldiers storm her city. In a few hours she will be dead, and her story will be spent the next 2000 years deciding who she was. Seductress, temptress. The woman who ensnared two of Rome's most powerful men. But what if almost everything you have been told about Cleopatra was written by the man who destroyed her? Tonight, we separate the myths from the ruler Rome feared enough to erase. Cleopatra the Sun was not Egyptian by blood. She was Macedonian Greek, descended from Ptolemy, one of Alexander the Great's own generals. Her family had ruled Egypt for nearly 3 centuries without ever bothering to learn Egyptian language. Cleopatra broke that tradition. Ancient sources credit her with fluency in as many as 9 languages, and she was the first of her dynasty to speak Egyptian at all. She grew up in Alexandria, home to the greatest library the ancient world had ever seen. Trained in rhetoric, philosophy, medicine, and statecraft, this was not a childhood built for seduction. It was built for rule. At 18, Cleopatra became co-ruler of Egypt alongside her 10-year-old brother, Ptolemy XIII, a marriage of convenience required by Egyptian tradition. It didn't last. His advisors forced her out and forces from Alexandria. Most royals in her position would have stayed exiled or died. Cleopatra raised an army instead. And when Julius Caesar arrived in Alexandria chasing his rival Pompey, she saw her opening. Reportedly, having herself smuggled past her brother's guards and into Caesar's private quarters. Wrapped inside the bedroll or carpet, it wasn't a seduction plot, it was a political ambush. And it worked. With Caesar's military backing, Cleopatra reclaimed her throne and eliminated her rivals. She and Caesar became partners, politically and personally, and in 47 BC she gave birth to a son, Caesarion, whom she publicly named Caesar's heir. When she later traveled to Rome, she didn't arrive as a mistress. She arrived as a reigning monarch, and installed in Caesar's own villa, a living reminder that Rome's most powerful man answered, in part, to a foreign queen. Roman soldiers were furious. It was a threat to the Republic itself, and it made Cleopatra a target long before she ever met Mark Antony. Then in 44 BC, Caesar was assassinated on the floor of the Roman Senate. Cleopatra and her sons climbed to Caesar's legacy, were suddenly in danger. Most rulers in her position would have panicked, and instead she sailed home, secured Egypt's borders, and steadied a kingdom facing famine, plague, and political chaos, all while 3 Roman factions tore each other apart for control of the empire. She wasn't hiding. She was the last independent monarch in the Mediterranean, running one of the richest kingdoms on earth, and she intended to keep it that way. In 41 BC, Cleopatra was summoned to meet Mark Antony, the Roman general now sharing power with Caesar's heir, Octavian. She arrived by river bridge dressed afforded, a display of wit and power, designed to remind Antony exactly who held the leverage. Their partnership is remembered today as a story's great romance. It was also a hard-headed political measure. Antony needed Egypt's grain and gold to fund his military campaigns. Cleopatra needed Rome's protection and guaranteed that her children, including Caesarion, would inherit real power. 3 children later, with territories distributed to her heirs in a ceremony Rome saw as a treasonous. That alliance would give Octavian everything he needed. Back in Rome, Octavian needed a war, but Roman law forbade waging war on a fellow Roman citizen, and Antony one of the most decorated men in the Republic. So Octavian didn't declare war on Antony, he declared it on Cleopatra. Roman poets later writing under Octavian's patronage called her a fatal monstrum, a fatal omen, and painted her as a foreign witch who had dragged and enslaved a great Roman general. It was, by design, a smear campaign. Turn Antony's war into hers, and Roman soldiers wouldn't be killing fellow citizens. You'd be defending Rome from a foreign queen. It worked so well that 2000 years later, most people still know her as the seductress, and barely remember propaganda war that went her on. At the Battle of Actium in 31 BC, Antony and Cleopatra's fleet was crushed by Octavian navy. They retreated to Alexandria, but the end was already written. When the city fell the following year, Antony took his own life. Cleopatra besieged and facing the prospect of being dragged through Rome in chains as Octavian's war trophy, chose her own ending instead. Most ancient sources point to poison or a venomous snakebite, though historians still debate the exact method. What's rarely discussed is the choice itself. Even in defeat, she denied Octavian that one victory he wanted most. The sight of Egypt's queen paraded through Roman streets. Augustus, as Octavian would soon call himself, spent the rest of his reign making sure his version of Cleopatra was the only one that survived. Shakespeare romanticized her, Hollywood glamorized her, and somewhere underneath 2000 years of might is a ruler who spoke 9 languages, commanded fleets, and kept an empire alive for as long as any human could. That's the third Roman tried to bury. Now you know it too. What should the next video be about?